What is going on, guys? My name is Jeremy Scott. I'm here to bring you episode 6 of The Last Point, where we're going to talk about racism and bigotry and all that other fun stuff. Before we get into all that, I want to make sure to remind you just to hit the subscribe button that is below and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell if you want to have notifications to let you know when we upload. Make sure to thumbs up this video if you like it. If you agree with my opinion, make sure to hit the thumbs down if you disagree with my opinion or if you're an internet troll. And make sure to comment below and make sure you guys make your voices heard. Try and keep it civil just a little bit. I'm not expecting it to be 100%, friendly, safe, and nice, because this is YouTube. That's not what happens. Make sure to just, all that fun stuff. Just make sure to subscribe. It's always fun here. We don't do serious topic calls all the time. We do fun stuff here. We do video game stuff. We do wrestling stuff. I should be watching NXT TakeOver. I should have had this done yesterday or 2 or 3. Actually, this should have been done 3 days ago when I initially recorded this the first time. I could be watching NXT TakeOver right now. I could be watching Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship. But no, I'm sitting here recording this. Oh, fuck. All right. Anyway, so let's get into it. I've been reading comments. I've been on Twitter. I've been on Facebook. I've been on YouTube. I've been on I've been on Instagram. That's a lie. But I've been on social media and I've been looking around and I've just been I watch the news. Oh, shit. I don't normally watch the news. I don't have cable, and specifically because I don't like the news and I don't like watching the media half the time. But I was over at my girlfriend's or my fiance. Yeah, we'll go with that. I was at my fiance's grandmother's house, and her grandma watches the news pretty frequently, and so we were over there, and I happened to be watching the news, watching World News Tonight, David Muir, and of course, we've got the usual death, destruction, explosions, violence, blah 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 blah, all these taglines thrown on there. Here we're going to talk about how all this horrible shit's going on in the world and how everybody's sitting here and they don't know how to not be mean and evil and racist and all this other crap, and it's just annoying. I want to say it's sad. I want to say it's disappointing, and in a grand scheme, it is. It really is. It's just sad and disappointing how bad things can get. That people die over stupid shit, and that's the bad part. But at this point, it's not even. I can't even be sad about it. I can't even be disappointed about it. It's just stupid. I just find it ridiculous. In certain aspects, it's humorous to me that people can be this fucking stupid. I hate comments like, "If you're not with us, you're against us." I hate comments like that. Those are the types of comments that cause people to get mad. I hate those kinds of things. I hate when people sit here and say that, if you want to sit here and just let racism be a thing without, acting and, being out there and protesting and all this other shit, then you're just a proprietor of violence and negativity. I hate that crap. And you want to know what's funny about that? That's just adding fuel to the fire. I'm not saying that liberal viewpoints are wrong. I'm not. I'm really not. Okay, there's, in certain ways, shapes, or forms, those things are very, very useful. But there's very, very specific scenarios where having very, very specific opinions is a very volatile thing, especially when you have to confront the opposite end of the spectrum. It can become very volatile. There's people out there that don't like egg salad. There's people out there that love egg salad. You want to have a debate and protest egg salad, you go right ahead. Because I can almost guarantee you there's not going to be people murdered over egg salad. But then again, we do live in America. Crazier shit has happened. But what I'm saying is you're already taking a very tense situation. You're already taking a very tense and upsetting topic. You're taking something that people are very passionate about and something that people are very, very committed to, and you're telling them they're wrong, because that's what's ultimately happening here. You have white supremacists, neo-Nazis, whatever the fuck you want to call them, that are adamantly positive that black people, Jews, women in certain aspects are a plague or a virus on society, that they aren't contributing anything good, that they're bad influences, that it's a negative thing, it's that they're just bad in general. You have people that believe that 150,000%. You also have people that believe that every single person should be treated equally, that transgenders should be able to use the bathroom that they associate with, that gays and lesbians should be allowed to get married, that black people and white people should be allowed to sit here and have equal opportunity for any job. They think that women should get equal pay, that everybody should be getting the same minimum wage. It should be at $15, that you should be able to have all these things and everything should be hunky-dory and happy-go-lucky and peace be with you. If you get that reference, you owe me a fucking thumbs up. Peace be with you. Experience tranquility. And I am telling you again, if you get that reference and you can tell me what it is and where it's from, oh, I will subscribe to you so fast it's not even funny. Anyway, and I'm only going to do it to the first person I find. So if multiple people do it. Anywho. I gotta sprinkle a little bit of fun in there, otherwise I'm going to get too pissed. Anyway, but people just are set in their ways. They grew up that way. They were, I don't want to say trained, but they really were. They were trained to think the way they do because of the way they were brought up and their surroundings and their environments when they were younger. Whether you want to believe that or not is not my problem. It really isn't. I'm just telling you how I see it and what makes the most logical sense. People are not born racist, as Obama said. Remember, he made a post that had 4 million likes and 2 million retweets because he quoted Nelson Mandela, who said, "Nobody is born racist." Shut up. So he retweeted that, and he made a point on Instagram, on social media, that everybody should agree with and should be like, thumbs up, hearted, haha. But here's the kicker. You weren't born racist, but you were raised racist. Sorry, it still exists. There are parents out there, they're single dads, that were shunned by the parent's mother. Let's use an example that has nothing to do with race, because it'll help convey my point a little bit. Let's say a couple have a son, okay, and around when the son's about 5-6 years old, the couple breaks up. Let's say the mother says, "Fuck you, I'm not going to deal with this kid. He's your problem." Trottles off away with some European snobby dude who has a lot of money, has a really fancy car, and he really likes her. Haha, but you know what I mean? But so she trottles off, and you got dad here with his son who detests her now. Because just because Fancy Go Rich Pants has a nicer car than he did and a bigger he now resents her because of that. She's up and left him, left her son, and said, "You, I don't care." So he sits there and he just resents women in general. I'm not saying he sits here and hates all women. He goes out, he has girlfriends, stuff like that, whatever. But he, in general, let's say he has like one night stands. He has like 1-2 week girlfriends. Doesn't get anybody steady. He's just kind of always revolving door of women. Okay, this 6-year-old turns 7, turns 8, turns 9, turns 10, turns 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, moves out. In that time frame, revolving door of women, over and over and over. Dad's always sitting there. Man, women, they sit there and they'll screw you over. All they want to do is, all they want is money and sex and fancy cars and fancy houses. They don't care about, family and all this other shit. All they want to do is have some hot fancy guy sit there and, smack them around and say, "Yeah, call me daddy." You know what I mean? And he sits there and he says this shit, and he's sitting here and just conveys this aura about it. And then and then his son's sitting here, and he sees that his dad, he's just seeing that, man, women must be horrible. They're just so damn mean. always sitting there and kicking guys in the nuts and taking their money and constantly bitching about wanting this and that and everything else. Man, women suck. Grows up, grows an affinity for women anyway, because remember, he saw his dad still have women coming in and out, but doesn't stay committed. Becomes a serial womanizer, goes out, fucks women, doesn't stay committed, gets in, sits here, ends up becoming a wife, ends up becoming a woman abuser, eventually, gets a woman at his house, starts sitting here running her mouth, won't shut up, smacks her around a couple times, still won't listen, smacks her around a couple more times, sits there, starts fighting back, starts to beat her up, boom, now you have a dead woman. And whose fault is it? Oh, it's the media's fault because of the way things are, because Grand Theft Auto glorifies beating women, because he's black. Oh wait, he's not black, he's white. Oh, see, now we're getting into the race because you assumed he was black. Just because there was some time once or somewhere in some city somewhere far away that you've never heard of a person you never met and all this other stuff that did it this one time. So now we're going to assume that all black people do this. But he beat her to death. It has nothing to do with the way he was brought up. It's the media. It's because he's a white trash idiot. Because he was black. Because he lived in a shitty neighborhood. Because he worked at fucking Mickey D's. All these reasons are why he did it. Does that make sense? He went and killed a woman because he works at fucking McDonald's? I'm pretty sure it doesn't say in the fucking handbook, make sure before your 1-year anniversary that you beat and murder a woman. You realize how many murders we would have if every Mickey D's employee had to do that? You ever think of that? So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That was his upbringing. He lived it. He saw it. He was around it all the time. He was exposed to it. He was taught to hate women. Just like you can be taught to hate Jews. Just like you can be taught to hate black people. Just like you can be taught anything. You can be trained to do anything. What do you think they do in the fucking army? They train you to kill people. They train you to do a lot of things. A lot of valuable shit in the army is trained to you. In the Navy SEALs, in the Marines, in the Coast Guard, in the Navy, and the Air Force. You know what I mean? They're all trained how to do a lot of things. They learn. I can't vouch because I was not a military man, but they are trained to do a lot of things, and they're good at it. They get trained to be good at these things. If they weren't good at it, then they're not going to be good at their job. You're trained at your job to do a certain job. If you suck at that job, you will not keep that job. You are trained from the beginning to think a certain way, to act a certain way, to do shit a certain way. It has nothing to do with that TV show you watched last week where that freaking Jewish guy sat here and kicked a German guy in the nuts. That didn't train you to say, fuck all the Germans. Didn't train you. You would have hated them to begin with because of the way you were brought up. Anyone that says otherwise is just sitting here pleading ignorance. They're sitting here and just basically saying that I don't take responsibility for my own actions. I take responsibility for my own actions all the time. Okay? If I fuck something up, I fuck it up. Okay? I've said some very, very, very hurtful things to people. And I had to apologize for a lot of things in my life. Okay? I'm not perfect. I never have been and never will be. I make mistakes all the fucking time. Constantly. But the difference is that you have to learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you make the same mistakes over and over, but we're human and, people are stubborn. But the fact of the matter is that people are the way they are because of how their life is. Not because of a TV show, not because of a president, not because of Instagram, not because of Twitter, not because of Facebook, not because of the news, not because of anything else. You are held accountable as an individual, not as a group. I have no time or patience for somebody that is going to sit here and just say that the white man brings all the black people down. Because you know what's funny is if you go and watch any of these Black Lives Matter movements, there's white people in those crowds. Is there not? Is there not? They're white. So if all white people are bringing the black man down, then why do you have white people protesting with you? Same thing works on the other side of the spectrum. All Jews are the cause for all the world wars. But you have a Jewish accountant who makes you rich. That and that are both stereotypes. Just because he's a Jew doesn't mean that he's all of a sudden this perfect person that can do your taxes and is good with money. He may be a bad accountant. You could sit here and give him $1 million and somehow ends up giving you $20 and say, I don't know what happened to the rest. But we're going to classify all Jewish people as these smart, money-hungry people that won't share. All Germans are Nazis. All African people. This is gonna strike some people. All African people come over here from Africa. Come here, take our jobs, send all that money back to their home world. Send them all to their home world so that way they can be rich in their poor country. All this American money that should be staying in America is getting sent overseas. I mean, fuck, I went to a check cashing place, and all I wanted to do was get a fucking money order to pay my water bill, and I had to stay in line behind 7 fucking African guys because they wanted to sit here and freaking MoneyGram fucking hundreds and hundreds of dollars to some guy over in fucking, you know, that one African place, and so that way they can make their family rich and shit. It's fucked up on both sides, okay? It's not just racist people, it is non-racist people. It is not just Jews, it is not just Germans, it is not just blacks, it's not just whites, it's not just gays, it's not just straights, it's everybody. Everybody's got to be held accountable for what they do and what they say and how they act. It is not a group issue, it's an individual problem. If you say it's a group issue, then you're a fucking idiot. Period. You can only be held accountable for yourself. You can't be held accountable for that guy over there. But you will take responsibility for your kid. Will you not? If your kid pushes down another kid for no reason, the kid gets in trouble. But what happens? The parent's like, you need to control your kid. You need to teach your kid better. Teach your kid better. Sounds like a logical thing. Your daughter's in school. Some kid comes up, pushes her down. Falls, scrapes her knee. She starts crying. Teacher comes over. Oh, nope, bad. You shouldn't have done that. Time out. Kid comes home and says, this kid pushed me at school for no reason. Did you do something? Did you do something to provoke it? No. Did he get in trouble? No. Well, let's get a hold of the parents. So that way we can voice our concerns to the parents. Okay? You go to the parents' house. Say, your son blatantly shoved my daughter down for no reason. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know why he would have done that. I mean, he should know better. Tells their son to apologize. Apologizes. Say, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Go about your way. Door shuts. Parents like, you know better. You shouldn't be pushing girls around for no reason. You don't need to do that. That parent is then now teaching and training, or whatever you want to fucking call it, what's right and what's wrong. You could also do the opposite way around. You sit there. You go up to the door. Hey, your kid pushed down my daughter for no inclination, no reason. Oh, so what? Now you're going to tell me how to parent my kids? She probably sat there and did something to him. So he had every right to sit there and push her. Oh, so now you're saying my daughter's a bitch. And then, combustible ignition. Boom, 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 boom. If you sit here and take responsibility for what you do, your kids learn from that. You take responsibility for what you do. Shit like this won't fucking happen. People don't get killed for dumb shit. Anyone who says that's the media, or fucking Trump, or fucking video games, or movies, or TV, or music, are just using a reason to not take responsibility for it themselves. This problem is very prevalent in one of my biggest hobbies. Something I'm very passionate about, video games. I love video games. I will play video games till the day I die. I just bought a fucking Nintendo Switch that I could not find for months, but I bought it. I have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation. I still play my PS2. I play games on my phone. I play games on my computer. I'm a gaming fanatic. When people sit here and they blame kids for being violent, or back-talking their parents, or sitting here and acting like fools, and then say it's the video game's fault, that shit pisses me the fuck off. When you sit here and say shit, well, if he didn't play Grand Theft Auto, this game promotes violence, hatred, bigotry, all this crap, this shit shouldn't be on our shelves. You're right. It does have all that crap. It does. You want to know what's funny? Is that right there, that game, Grand Theft Auto, has all that shit. Has all that stuff in it. It's all in there. It's all in there. Whether you decide you want to expose that to your 10-year-old or not is your fault. It is not the creator's fault. It's not the game creator's fault. It is not the studio's fault that promotes it. It is not the store's fault for selling it. And it sure as hell isn't the console maker's fault. It is your fault. Since you decided it was okay to buy the game just because that 10-year-old said, well, my buddy down the street plays it all the time and he says it's fun and his mom bought it for him. Well, I don't agree with his mom. You don't need to be playing that game. You've decided to not let your kid play that game because you made an adult choice. You made a crucial decision. If you let your kids play Grand Theft Auto, then you know what? That's your decision. I'm not here to sit here and tell you whether you should let your kids play Grand Theft Auto or not. But the difference is if you're going to let your kid play it, you need to structure the difference between what is right and what is wrong. You have to establish this is a video game. This kind of shit doesn't fly in the real world. People also make the excuse that that's an outlet for racist people and, women beater and criminals and shit like that. That's an outlet for them. And that may be true too. But look at most of our video games nowadays. A simple game like Splatoon. You go around shooting people with paintball guns, basically. It's technically a violent game. But because it's a Nintendo, it's okay. Violence exists in our world. Racism exists in our world. Bigotry exists in our world. It does. You don't have to like it. You don't have to approve of it. And you sure as hell don't have to accept it. Or, sorry, that was the wrong word. You don't have to like it, and you don't have to approve of it, but you have to accept it. It's there. Okay? If you've got a buddy who's friends with a black guy, and your buddy says, come on over and we're going to hang out. If you decide that you don't want to hang out with that black person, that's your choice. But don't go to his house and then just spew out racial bullshit because you don't like him. I can't change your mind. I can't make you not racist. I can sit here and show you by my actions. That friend of mine, I'm very good friends with him. He's over at my house all the time. I'm friends with you. I want to be friends with both of you. You have to show him that he's cool. Come on over. Yeah, he's over. Yeah, we're playing some fucking Call of Duty. Come on over. Come over, hesitant. Oh, like a black guy. You know, it's like, hey, you want a Guinness? Hey, yeah, oh, Guinness. I'm good, man. Man, I need some nachos. Oh, yeah, man, it's nachos. Yeah, nachos. Dude, check this out, man. Dude, that is awesome. Not so bad. Black guy. Little shit like that can change people's minds, of course, but you can't change everybody's mind. This is not what the mission is. You cannot change somebody who's already had their opinion pretty much set in stone. You can try all you want, but there's ways to do it. And going and fucking igniting the combustible is the worst possible way to do it. That just causes more violence, more hatred, more shit happens. You can protest. I'm not saying not to. You can voice your opinion on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever the fuck you want to do. Doesn't really matter. But it starts at home. And it has always started at home. It's always started at home. Our generation is already fucked. The generation before mine is already fucked. They've been fucked. Okay? The problem is that the generation preceding mine is already heading down the fuck direction. And I don't like it. I hate the fact that no matter how much shit is done, if you can't start at home and indicate that racism is a bad thing, it's the next generation is fucked, and then the next after that is fucked, and the next one after that. Racism is not something that can be fixed this generation. I'm sorry, it just won't. It's too ingrained. It boils up all the time. Boiled up in the 60s. It's probably going to boil up soon here within the next couple of years. It's pathetic. It's fucked up. I would love for my kids to grow up in their generation and see that racism's not a problem. But the problem is my oldest is 9. You know, she's already seen the world for what it is. A bunch of hate-filled individuals that can't agree on anything, that feel like it's okay to just blame everybody else, not take responsibility for their own goddamn actions, and just think it's okay to fucking sit here and bitch and complain all the time. And I hate it. It starts at home. When you can come to terms with the fact that you're responsible for what the next generation is going to do, then we can make progress. And only then we can make any real fucking progress. Arguing with racists that have been racist for decades doesn't do anything. It just shows the next generation that it's okay to continue the fucking cycle. Teach your kids better. That's what you need to do. Set better examples. That's all you can do. I wish I could make it. I could sit here and ramble all day about it, really. But there's no point. It's only the last point. But hopefully I've incited you a little bit. Maybe you just pissed off more. I don't care. It's just how I feel. I just feel like this is just something that is never going to get solved our generation. Probably even the next generation is not going to solve this. Maybe sometime in the future. Maybe after we're all long and dead. all passed on. Maybe racism won't be a problem. Maybe religious bigotry won't be a problem. Maybe sexual orientation won't be a problem. Maybe we can get to that. But just because we fix it here in America doesn't mean it's fixed for everybody. There's hundreds of other countries. There's countries that are still communist. Communism didn't die in '89. It didn't. It didn't. Okay? World War II did not all of a sudden make, Jews safe. The Civil War did not just all of a sudden make blacks safe. Okay? It didn't. It didn't. This is not a us problem. This is not a group problem. This is not a their problem. This is not an American problem. This is not a world problem. This is not a whatever problem. This is a you problem. This is an individual problem. This is a my problem. Quit grouping this into that it's a white supremacist issue. This is something that we have to get rid of white supremacy. Whoop-de-fucking do. You disband the KKK. What do you think that solves? Nothing. You sit here and you jail every neo-Nazi. Doesn't fix shit. You get rid of every Confederate statue. Doesn't fix shit. Nothing will change until you change. Until I change. Until he changes. Until she changes. Until you as an individual change. Nothing will fucking change. It will always be the same. It will never go away. Doesn't matter if you're conservative, a liberal, or anything. That shit's out the fucking window. Fuck all that crap. It's all political dumbass bullshit. It's you. You're the reason racism exists. Not me. You cannot tell me that it's my fucking problem. It is your problem. Just like when I talk to myself, I tell myself it's my problem. It's a you problem, not a me problem. And that is the last point. I hope I fucking pissed you off enough to where you can sit here and bitch about it. Make sure, again, to hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure to like the video if you like it. And if you agree with my opinion, hit the thumbs down if you dislike it. Or if you want to be an internet troll. And make sure to tune in later this weekend because we're going to review SummerSlam because it's going to suck. Yes! Although that Fatal 4 is going to be badass. It's going to be badass. Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar. Woo! We had to end with some cool stuff. So I will see you guys later. I'm going to watch NXT Brooklyn because it's going to be badass. And I will see you guys later. And guess what? We're doing some Overwatching tonight after NXT. That's right, boys. And no, I'm not reviewing NXT, so don't ask. I'm Jeremy Scott. Hope you liked the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications. And I will see you guys later. Peace out. Fuck yeah, boy.